Colin Kaepernick just cannot help himself. This dude constantly needs to pretend to be the victim for one reason or another. We saw, I think it was last year at some point, he actually got a workout. This dude actually got a workout with the Raiders, and it didn't end up working out for him. He didn't get signed, and it had nothing to do with his play, according to him. It had everything to do with outside factors like politics and his race. Colin Kaepernick reveals the shocking reason the Raiders passed on him after the workout. Well, maybe it's because you weren't good 6 or 7 years ago, the last time we saw you in the NFL. You haven't been good at any of these workouts, whether it's at Michigan during halftime looking like shit in front of an entire stadium of people, whether it's the NFL workout that they specifically set up for you for him to hijack and make it into a commercial, or whether it was this Raiders workout. According to Kaepernick himself, he's been given the runaround for quite some time. Last season, he worked out for the Raiders only to be told they didn't require his services. Cap has now broken his silence on that botched tryout. And clearly, the 35-year-old wasn't buying what the Raiders were trying to sell him. I've heard a lot of excuses over the years, Kaepernick says. We've heard excuses from you dumb fuck. But most of the time, it ends up, oh, we're going to see how the guys that we have do. With the Raiders situation last year, that was Stidham and Nick Mullins, which to me, you just compare resumes and capabilities on top of the workout and the feedback, and it's like, okay, cool. Obviously, there's something else within this decision. To me, that's what typically it ends up being, or has been for the last 7 years. So I just want the opportunity to come in, show what I can do on the field, judge me based upon that, not the political bias that you have. Guys, we've seen Colin Kaepernick work out. We saw that Michigan workout. I think it's clear to everyone that there's a lot of better options for your backup quarterback than Colin Kaepernick. Yet he continues to try to make it all about his race or his politics.
Yeah, remember Warren Sapp had already came out and said that the workout was a disaster with the Raiders.
Mm-hmm. And the one before it, like you said, Ryan, the NFL specifically set up this huge showcase for Kaepernick to, for his workout. And I think this was what's in Atlanta. It was at the Falcons facility.
Yes.
And the day of, there were scouts there. And he said, you know what, I'm doing it at this local high school instead. And it was shit. It was terrible. This dude
he didn't want nobody to see him.
No, he's not. He doesn't actually want to play football. And any kind of excuse that he does, it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. He wants the publicity. And whenever he does something like this, to me, it just looks like he just wants another bag. He just wants, more publicity, somebody to give him some money. And to bring up Jarrett Stidham and Nick Mullins, there's actually one thing, Kaepernick, that those two guys have going over you, and it isn't their skin color. It's the fact that they're young, and they have some youth to them, and they're a viable backup. Not a 35-year-old washed-up Kaepernick who was, if you want to be dead honest, a one-year wonder.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ironic, wasn't it? Nick Mullins, did he end up replacing Kaepernick? I don't know if they overlapped at all, but it was like a year or two after that Nick Mullins played for the 49ers.
Yeah, Nick Mullins, he played when Jimmy G went down. Jimmy G got injured and Nick Mullins came in.
But the reality is the reason he has to do this is because Kaepernick's grift only works if he convinces people he's a victim. So he has 100%. To continue to show that, hey, I'm a victim, guys. I'm being kept out of the NFL. It's because of my race. It's because I kneeled for the national anthem. It's because of all these things. Not anything to do with my skill level, because every other person who's not in the NFL anymore, it's because of their skill level. They're not victims. They're not getting big-time deals like this because they weren't able to portray themselves as victims. And that has quickly dried up for Kaepernick, and it's why every time this happens, it looks more and more pathetic. This dude's a fucking loser, but we'll never miss an opportunity roasting this piece of shit.
Yep.